Hey Beezers, I just wanted to check in. Now I know there's been some discussion about why my subscriber count has been going up and down, and I have to say, I'm pretty certain it's haters who were buying me subs. Could have been Sala though. I went through all our statements and I couldn't find anything. And why would he do that to me? Doesn't he know it's... You know what? It's all a big plot anyway. It's a huge plot. YouTube, Google, Yaba, French Fry Girl, the Illuminati, the Legion of Doom, the X-Men, they're all in on it.
What are you doing?
I'm just creating awareness so people can be a little more in line with where my views are coming from. That people like me.
Ah, okay.
Well, so what if he has his own apartment? Hello everyone, I'm Steve. Mark's still at work, and this is Smokeysteveandmarc. Welcome back, and happy Thursday. Friday Eve, I'm getting there, I'm getting excited. I do have to work tomorrow for a couple hours, but then the afternoon and the rest of the day is mine. So, I hope everyone's well, hope everyone's safe, look after yourselves and each other. We are going to have a short coffee break today to discuss our fair lady, Foodie Beauty, everyday Miriam, if she must. And touch on a couple of the crazies. Now, what can be said as true at the moment is that there's so much reaction footage and discussion happening that it's like flooded. Everybody I know who I like and some reactors I don't are all on it at top, at once. So what new info is there to be shared? Maybe that there's new information to be shared, but maybe a different kind of look at what the hell she's doing. Now, the thing that jumped out at me initially, which started a few days ago, was the fact that she suddenly gained 800, 900 subs in a very short period of time. She didn't know what it was caused by. She suggested that maybe Sala, as a gift, bought her subs.
What?
Okay. So she's been going through his financial records, just so we're all not worried. She's gonna find out what happened. She went to another place and used her religion as an advantage to leverage views from a community that she wasn't a part of. I'm not sure how else to put that. So she's all proud of herself, tries to blame haters and her husband for buying them for her, and then they all start coming out. Now, she was looking to get to 100,000. We know this because it's written that she's going to look for her 100,000. And so she got over, and a bunch more came. Well then, much like anybody, once you get to know Chantal, you're disgusted. And they were like, how much is she eating? Which is, like, to me, not a thing. But the fact that she pretty much used them and left and didn't return and didn't reciprocate and wanted to position herself as this great, magnanimous creator who reached out to very small channels to show her support because she wants to see them grow and Does this even sound like Chantal? No, of course not. Of course not. So she gets jammed up, she gets called out for it all over the place, she tries to blow it off, I think hoping people will forget after a while. Buy your own trophy if you have to, but if you're just gonna buy subs, why not buy another 100,000? They're as legitimate as the other ones. What's the difference? If it's only the illusion of success that you're concerned with, then by all means go ahead and buy some more. For those individuals who make good content, put work into it. You could argue that some of the reactors do more work than others, depending on how they put their videos together. That's a fair thing to say. But coming back at reaction channels, as she also alleged to do, or was planning to do, we got a community post, she was going to go after everybody, and the stupidity would be unhealthy to be around. And then what does that turn into? Her having another reactor blow smoke up her ass because they want to be a bestie with someone the rest of YouTube can't stand. That's more like clout chasing than reacting to Chantal. Just saying. Just saying. No, just saying reacts to Chantal too. I'm in the same boat as other creators. We talk about her, and sometimes people come to your chat and they talk nicely about her, and sometimes they don't. I try to keep an environment on our channel of low-key disgust and mild low-key hostility, but I've never been a big fan. Take that back. I've never felt compelled to do something like call her house or try to get her car towed or get her deported or reported for being part of a terrorist organization, anything like that. I'm not interested in that part of her life. But the part of her life that makes it to camera, which is some of the personal stuff, which is where we run into issues. Your personal content is usually the most viewed. You're not going to get the same number of people to show up and watch you put away groceries. It's not going to happen. There's nothing wrong with putting away groceries. We do grocery hauls, all that kind of stuff. And we have done well with our own content. The content we do on Chantal is markedly more popular because she's a hot topic and a lot of people want to talk about her. And it kind of builds up that community of subscribers who watch. I think there's more lurkers and kind of silent subscribers who maybe watch, maybe don't. I know some people would rather, punch a kitten in the face than give Chantal a single penny for a view. And I can appreciate that too. Where we spend our money kind of shows the kind of things we care about. So to that extent, I get it. And us weighing in on the choices that she's making, I wouldn't call it hate. I don't even know if I would call it judgment, though you probably could at some times. I've probably been mean enough that it came as far as judgment. But then there's also, I've been following Chantal online for a long time, and I gotta think, is this the best she's ever been? Is this the worst she's ever been? She would tell us that her life has never been better. Never been better. Couldn't have imagined a life this full. She's got a husband who comes home sometimes. She's got all the food she can eat, groceries, takeout, all of it. And she's lucky because Chantal realized that if you don't talk about diabetes, it goes away. How about that? So she's not interested in addressing it either on camera. She has health concerns out the wazoo, not her priority. It's the end of the month on a short month where she got shit on. So she's gonna imbibe in all of this drama to help herself. Now, can I blame her? Well, it's textbook Chantal to try to do that. But if she's gonna want to recoup something, if her one metric that she bought and persuaded over the line went back down in under 100,000. That should be an indication that you shouldn't have been over 100,000, because if there's that many people that are either bots or just don't like her, that they all unsubscribed, that's on her. It's her behavior that people are looking at. And she can explain away her behavior to everyone else all that she wants. I was just supporting small channels. I was just supporting members of the Muslim community. And what are you doing now? Trashing them? Say you had nothing to do with them? God, Chantal. I don't know, honey.
Nobody loves me. Oh yeah, I do have 3 pickles. This is the last one. No! I still have 2 pickles left! I'm so happy!
Now, everyone wants to have somebody on their side, and Chantal has reached out to different members of the community before, usually people who were bemused viewers or supporters, and then invariably people turn around and don't really like her after a while, and she blames that on the fact that she has a reputation for being unlikable. Who set the reputation? Who decides that? That's you. But to have someone on her side this time, she pulls in another creator, who she decides when she's going to do her reaction to the reactors, that she's going to review him, because he's siding with her. Why? Clout? I don't know. Try to get into her pocket, maybe? The reaction I saw of his wasn't particularly good at all. And I think if I thought he knew what he was talking about, I'd be a little more compelled to have a discussion about it. But, I mean, it looks like he just looked at her thumbnails and listened to her community posts and decided that was true. Even for good journalism, you have to get both sides. You can't just get the one dumped out. And trying to defend someone and riding her balls yourself, it's curious to watch. There's a lot of people who talk about Chantal. There's not too many people that try to climb up her ass. So it was a little bit curious to me. But invariably something will happen. Chantal only burns bridges. She can't keep a friend. She's too selfish. So Yo Mama is going to be talking shit on her, I'd say, within a week or so. And we'll see how that goes. I can appreciate she feels cornered and a little bit bullied and all that kind of stuff, but she has to understand the information that's being shared was shared by people in her inner circle and her. So, now Natter and Dee Dee come up again because Chantal can't leave it alone. And they had made a video reacting to some of the stuff. And Natter knows where the bodies are buried, so to speak. He knows Chantal probably better than most of us. And not just intimately or in terms of sharing green peen. But he knows her ins and outs. Plus, Natter, like him or not, is almost as good at his game as she is. I think her latent anger towards him is that she was outplayed. And she doesn't think she can be outplayed. So, you know. And Dee Dee and Natter have been together for years at this point. It's into years since she's been gone, you know, playing King and I, or whatever the hell she's doing over there. So, they have a pretty set relationship. And them weighing in was interesting, because Natter, of course, has the thing pending with May, and Chantal sticking her nose in to try to defend someone and then dismiss it. On top of that, her own charges that she had with Natter, that she put on paper and then said didn't happen. It's not that she didn't say it didn't happen, it's just that it didn't happen. Because no victim, no crime. And there was no victim complaining to the police that something bad had happened to her. Did she not do it to save him? To save herself the trouble? I could see. It is a hassle to get involved in domestic type stuff. Or she had not a leg to stand on. Speaking of not a leg to stand on, Chantal has also contacted YouTube in multiple ways to see what they could have done about those 800 subscribers who wantonly just jumped onto her subscriber count. So she said she was already in touch very early with YouTube regarding the 800 sub issue. And her defense is saying, I wrote YouTube really quick to say to them, can your subs just go up randomly? I don't know. Mine randomly up by 800 whatever. Like she didn't know. Now, was she just innocently doing sub for sub? Or is that defense not good? And we'll just say, we didn't know. I didn't know that wasn't a thing. She thinks that that will be a bit of proof that's good to her. I told them. And she says, why would I tell on myself? You dumbass manipulator. That's the whole manipulation, is that you tell on yourself because you think it'll lower suspicion. It doesn't. That little bit of what you might be calling honesty is not offering enough disclosure. And, I mean, if you try to find support and you only come up with one or two people, maybe, have you ever said to yourself, maybe it's me? Ugh. 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 So compound all that stuff with all the other things that are just genuinely everyday Miriam. Pete's also had weighed in. There was discussion about her visa status, and Pete's oopsie poopsie might have said something like she's border hopping. If she's border hopping, that's not exactly what she said to be the truth. And Chantal believes firmly, that if she thinks it's none of your business, she'll lie to you. And she'll do it just fine. Rather than say it's none of people's business. You know why? Because if you put up a channel where every video you said, I can't talk about my personal business, then what do you want people to watch for? Another camel? Another drive through the desert? Another story about how when you were 12 years old, the kids were mean to you, and so you, I don't know what you did, probably put Ipecac in their food or something. You were quite the treat. So, the overall thing is that judgment comes down on Chantal a lot, and she feels like it's an unfair amount that she's being singled out. If someone is an outstanding example of a bad person, they're going to be singled out, not only to hopefully show some, you know, back in the day they would have had all the townspeople come out and have Chantal stand in the middle and they would shame her, especially her place as a Muslim woman. I don't know that she could get away with her antics if she actually left the apartment. I mean, she pretty much flies and stays in one place and goes out 2 or 3 times in a period of 3 months. And if she's happy, that's fine. You know, I'm not saying, I mean, I would like to travel. I like nice money. I would never be able to do the stuff Chantal has to do to make money. And especially to make the money she has now. I mean, back in the day, she had 20 grand coming in and she was having the time of her life. Now, less money, more responsibility, less access to her vices, and no one to talk to because she doesn't think she can trust anybody. So she's put herself in a nice little corner there where she is unreachable, and she won't reach out because she doesn't care. This is karma, dear. This is talking about karma. Karma's not going to be that French fried girl is going to fall and, slip on ice and break her neck. That's not karma. Karma is someone reaping what they've sown in all areas of life. And so when they need support emotionally, people don't believe they're upset. When they need financial support, no one believes them. When they need just people to listen, they feel manipulated. The chat, depending on whether she needs super chats or not, is totally on her side. Guys, you are like my therapy, swear, I just need to be here. I don't like therapists, I don't want to go, blah, blah, blah. And then in 2 days, your opinions of me mean nothing. So you ask for feedback, don't like the feedback, and decide the people who offered it were being bullies. How long are you going to go on with that? Because it's not even smart in a smirky sort of way. I understand that there's no such thing as bad publicity for someone like Chantal. She's famous because she's famous because she's famous. I think if she was honest with herself, she would see more people didn't like her content, at least, as far as thumbs up, thumbs down, and where people go to get their information. People still go to other reactors like Zachary Michael, Charlie Gold, all these other people that got their 100,000 before, and I wonder if we looked at their metrics, how many of them had a sudden, unexpected jump of exactly the number of subs I need to hit 100,000. You might roll that past the Beezers, but I don't think it's going to get past a lot of other people. So I will leave it there because you can only do so much talking until you start to taste bile. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit the notification bell. You get alerts when we have new videos and go live. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X. All our contact information is below. Thank you, and we'll catch up with you very soon. Now for Foodie Beauty Talkin', we'll be catching up on Sunday night, this Sunday, 6 p.m. We have a schedule that's starting to fall into place, and Sunday nights, that's supposed to be when we're going to be doing a Foodie Beauty chat. So it'll be a little more interactive, there'll be more to talk about, and we can just dish on that. Just think of how much horse shit could happen between now and Sunday. I can only imagine, so we'll try to catch up there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye! Say goodbye, Mark! He's still not home. Bye. Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.